The 6 acts of love your dog hopes from you throughout their entire life. Your dog is hoping for something from you. Not food, not toys, not even a walk. Something deeper than all of that. Something they've been hoping for since the first day they came home with you. And something they'll keep hoping for quietly, patiently, unconditionally, right up until their very last breath. And most owners never give it to them. Not because they don't love their dog. They do, deeply, but because no one ever told them what their dog actually needs. What love looks like through the eyes of an animal who chose you without condition, without contract, without any guarantee you'd show up in the way they show up for you every single day. This video is about the 6 acts of love your dog is silently hoping you'll give them throughout their life. And by the time we reach the last one, I promise you will never look at your dog the same way again. If you've ever felt that your dog is more than just a pet, that there's something profound happening between you that you don't quite have words for, subscribe right now and hit the bell. This channel exists for exactly that kind of person. Now, let's begin act of love number 1. Presence. Real presence. Let's start here because this is the one most people think they're already giving, and almost no one actually is. Your dog knows the difference between you being in the room and you being with them. They know the way a child knows whether a parent is truly listening or just waiting for them to stop talking. They track you with the same part of their nervous system that has been wired over thousands of years of domestication to read human attention with extraordinary precision. When you sit on the couch scrolling your phone while your dog rests beside you, they are still receiving something. Your scent, your warmth, the familiar sound of your breathing. And that matters. Don't misunderstand. But what your dog is hoping for, what they watch for with those patient, searching eyes, is the moment you put the phone down, the moment you turn toward them, the moment your hands reach out and make full, conscious, unhurried contact. Dogs are what researchers call a social referencing instinct. They check your face constantly, not just when something frightening happens, but as an ongoing emotional calibration. Are we okay? Are you with me? Do I matter to you right now? And here is what most owners miss entirely. Your dog asks this question many times throughout the day. They look up at you from the floor. They rest their chin on your knee. They follow you from room to room not because they need something, but because being near you is the answer to a question their whole body keeps asking. The question is, am I loved? Every moment of real presence, phone down, eyes meeting, a hand laid gently on their side, is your answer. Give it often. Give it freely. Because the years you have with them are not as long as you think, and the moments you are truly present with your dog are the ones they carry with them all the way to the end. Act of love number 2. Learning their language. Your dog has been studying you since the day they arrived. They know your moods before you express them. They know what the sound of your keys means. And the difference between the shoes you wear when you're leaving for 5 minutes and the ones you wear when you'll be gone for hours. They know when you're sad before you've said a word. They know when you're happy, and they carry the happiness in their body like it belongs to them. They have learned you fluently. And they are hoping, with a hope that never expires, that someday you'll learn them too, because dogs speak constantly, not in words, in a language of body and breath and movement that is rich and precise and almost entirely invisible to the average owner. The loose, wagging whole body wiggle of a dog who is genuinely joyful, not just excited, but safe and joyful. The hard, high-frequency tail wag that means arousal and anxiety, not happiness. The lip lick that says I'm uncomfortable. Please don't push this further. The yawn that isn't tiredness. It's stress. The whale eye, the slight turn of the head away from you, the slow, deliberate blink. Every single one of these is a word, and most owners walk through their dog's entire life without ever learning to read them. What does this cost your dog? More than you might imagine. When a dog communicates discomfort and nothing changes, when the child keeps pulling their ear and the owner doesn't intervene, when the nail trim continues past the point the dog said stop, they learn something devastating. They learn that their voice doesn't matter, and a dog who has learned that their voice doesn't matter will eventually stop using it. They won't warn anymore. They won't signal. They'll go straight to behavior that finally makes people listen, and by then it's too late, and the dog gets labeled as aggressive or unpredictable or broken. They aren't broken. They were just never heard. Learn their language. Spend 20 minutes watching how your dog moves, what they do with their ears and their eyes and their tail in different situations. Pay attention to the subtle things. And the next time your dog sends you a quiet signal, a slight lean away, a slow lip lick, stop what you're doing. Listen, that's love in the deepest possible form. Act of love number 3, protecting their peace. Here is something that almost no one talks about. Your dog lives inside your decisions. They didn't choose the house. They didn't choose the neighborhood. They didn't choose the other animals in the home, or the people who come to the front door, or the sound that happen at midnight, or the schedule that governs when they eat and sleep and go outside. You chose all of it. They live inside all of it. And because dogs are loyal to the point of selflessness, because they will endure almost anything rather than distance themselves from their person, they will absorb whatever environment you create around them without complaint. But absorption is not the same as wellness. Dogs who live in chronically chaotic, loud, or unpredictable environments carry that stress in their bodies the way humans carry unresolved trauma. Their cortisol levels stay elevated. Their sleep is disrupted. Their immune systems become vulnerable. Their behavior changes in ways that look like disobedience or personality problems, but are actually the language of an overwhelmed nervous system. Your dog is hoping you will protect their peace, not by giving them a perfect life. Dogs don't need perfection, but by being the person who notices when they're overwhelmed and creates space for them to decompress. By not forcing them into social situations that terrify them because it's inconvenient to manage their discomfort. By keeping the home, as much as possible, a place where they feel safe rather than a place they simply endure. This means making hard choices sometimes. Telling guests not to rush at your nervous dog. Turning down the volume. Stepping in when the children are too rough. Being the person who advocates for your dog's well-being even when it's socially awkward to do so. Your dog cannot advocate for themselves. You are their only voice in a world they didn't choose and cannot change. Be worthy of that. Act of love number 4. Play. Real, joyful, uninhibited play. Watch a dog play. Really watch them. There is nothing in the natural world quite like it. The way the whole body becomes an expression of pure joy. The bouncing, the spinning, the sudden explosive sprint for no reason except that the body needed to run. The play bow, front end down, back end up, tail going, eyes bright with invitation. Come on, come on, come on. Dogs play for the same reason children play. Not to burn calories. Not to obey the exercise requirement. But because play is how they feel alive. It is how they bond. How they build trust. How they process emotion and regulate their nervous system. And remind themselves that the world is not only hard, but also joyful and worth living in. And here is what most owners miss. Play is not a task to be checked off. It's not 20 minutes in the backyard while you stand there watching with your phone in your hand. It's not throwing a ball mechanically until the dog gets tired. Real play is participation. It is getting on the floor. It is chasing and being chased. It is a ridiculous, undignified, wholly wonderful experience of play with your dog, as though you are also an animal who just wants to run and leap and be alive in their body for 10 minutes without thinking about anything else. Research on canine cognition shows that dogs read and respond to play signals from their human owners differently than from other dogs, but with equal depth of emotion. When a human genuinely plays with their dog, not just supervises play, the bonding hormone oxytocin increases in both the human and the dog simultaneously. You are, in the truest biological sense, bonding through play. Your dog is hoping you'll show up for this. Not every day has to be epic. Not every play session has to be long. But your dog is hoping that somewhere in their life with you there are memories of real play, of the person they love most in the world getting down on the floor with them and saying with their whole body, right now, there is nothing more important than this. Give them those memories. Act of love number 5. Growing old beside them with grace. This one is hard. I want to take a moment and ask you to stay with it. Your dog will age faster than feels fair. The puppy who once destroyed your furniture and made you question every decision you've ever made will one day struggle to get up from their bed in the morning. The dog who ran beside you will walk slowly. The eyes that once watched your every move will grow cloudy. The ears that perked at the sound of your keys will mishear you. The body that once felt indestructible will begin to need more care than it gives. And in that season, the slow, tender, heartbreaking season of a dog's aging, Your dog is hoping for one thing above everything else, that you will not pull away, because this is what happens. Not out of cruelty, out of grief. Owners begin to distance themselves from aging dogs because the anticipation of loss is unbearable, and the mind begins to protect itself by beginning to goodbye early. They stop playing with the old dog because it's too sad. They stop looking directly at them because the eyes that look back are too much to hold. The dog notices. And the dog, who has loved you without condition since the first day, who has never once pulled away from you regardless of your moods or your failures or your worst moments. The dog doesn't understand why the warmth is fading before they are gone. Don't do this. Stay present. Stay soft. Learn what an aging dog needs. Gentler touch, slower walks, softer beds, more patience, more stillness. Let their aging body change your pace rather than your presence. Keep meeting their eyes. Keep saying their name with the same warmth you always have. They are still there, inside the slower body, inside the clouded eyes. Your dog is still there, still hoping, still loving you with everything they have left. Stay with them all the way. That final act of love, being fully present to the whole of their life, not just the easy, joyful parts, is the most profound thing you'll ever give another living creature. Act of love number 6, a peaceful goodbye. I am going to ask you to stay with me for this last one, because this is the one no one wants to think about, and that avoidance. That very human instinct to look away from the hard truth is exactly what makes this act of love go unspoken. Your dog will not live as long as you, and at the end of their life, in the moment when their body finally gives out, your dog will look for your face, not the vet's face, yours. Studies in veterinary end-of-life care have consistently shown that dogs in their final moments orient toward their primary attachment figure, the person they had chosen, the person whose presence has always meant safety. They calm when they smell you. Their body relaxes under your hands. Your voice, at the very end, is the sound that tells them it is okay to let go. This act of love asks something enormous of you. It asks you to be there, to hold them, to not let them go alone into that last quiet, because you couldn't bear the pain of being present for it. Many owners aren't there. Many owners wait outside the room, and they carry that absence with them for the rest of their lives. The image of their dog on that table, looking for a face that wasn't there. If you are able, be there. Let the last thing your dog knows in this world be the warmth of your hands and the sound of your voice telling them what they deserve to hear every day of their life. You were loved. You were so deeply loved. You were the best thing. That is the final, greatest act of love, and they will carry it with them. Your dog is not asking for a perfect life. They are not asking for the biggest house, the most expensive food, the longest walks. They are asking for you, present, attentive, learning their language, protecting their peace, playing beside them, growing old with them, and when the time comes, staying with them through the door. That is all they have ever hoped for. And the beautiful, humbling truth is this. They believe you were capable at the moment they first looked at you. They have never stopped believing it since. Go home and love your dog today, not tomorrow. Today. Tell me in the comments, which of these 6 acts of love hit you the hardest? And if your dog is with you right now, please go reach out and touch them before this video ends. They're waiting. Subscribe if this video moved you. There's a whole world of content here about the emotional lives of animals, and it only gets deeper. See you.